So, after all that talking that everybody was doing, Iman won gold. And then immediately after, she said, guess what? Y'all have been lying on my name and cyberbullying me, so it's time to start suing. It's time to start suing.
Headlock, got him in a headlock. Music to my ears, I'm about to make your head pop.
Now, as usual, the link to this Variety article will be in my description. Variety says JK Rowling and Elon have both been named in a criminal complaint filed to French authorities over alleged acts of aggravated cyber harassment against Algerian boxer and newly crowned Olympic champion Imane Khelif. Now, Khelif's attorney confirmed to Variety that both figures, JK Rowling and Elon Musk, were mentioned in the body of the complaint posted to the Anti-Online Hatred Center of the Paris Public Prosecutor's Office on Friday. And you know it's really serious. I'm going to tell you why you know it's really serious. Because for the past how many days, JK Rowling ain't said nothing on Twitter. And you know what I mean? Trans people have been on her brain, on her Twitter account, been getting dragged for no reason for how many months, how many years at this point? How long? But it's only when news dropped of Imane saying, hey, guess what? I'm suing y'all y'all lying on my name and y'all cyberbullying me. I got the documents to prove what y'all talking about. And y'all cyberbullying me. Guess what? You're getting sued. It's only when that announcement dropped that JK finally hushed her mouth. We need more people to file complaints so we can keep this woman, keep her mouth shut. Please. And Elon, I don't know what will get Elon to shut his mouth. I don't know if this is now. I don't know if I don't know if Iman gonna get all of them, but I'm glad that she named the right ones. So hopefully there's a chance. Maybe she can get one. I don't know. But I'm glad that she's shutting them up. The lawsuit was filed against Twitter. I am a millennial. I'm calling it Twitter. I don't know what y'all talking. I don't know what Elon talking about. The lawsuit was filed against Twitter, which under French law means that it was filed against unknown persons. That ensures that the prosecution has all the latitude to be able to investigate against all people, including those who may have written hateful messages under the pseudonyms. The complaint nevertheless mentions famously controversial figures. JK and Elon are named in the lawsuit, among others, adding that Donald Trump would be part of the investigation. Trump tweeted, so whether or not he is named in our lawsuit, he will inevitably be looked into as part of the prosecution. Yeah, like I said, these are some pretty big names, and Donald Trump, the United States can't even can't even hold Donald Trump accountable. So I don't know how many she really gonna sting with this, but I hope she gets at least one of y'all. Because y'all were doing way too much. That's a man. Okay, keep lying. And I'm sure JK's lawyer told her, hey, guess what? You was over here trying to sue people for defamation and all that stuff. Guess what? You're going to have to shut your mouth. You're going to have to stop tweeting. All right, so Imane spent much of the 2024 Olympics in Paris at the center of a noisy and unpleasant dispute about her gender eligibility that reverberated around the world, because clearly some people see other people who don't fit neatly into these categories that, and they start freaking out. This person is a human being. Like, at the end of the day, no matter what y'all talking about, at the end of the day, this person is a human being. And so the fact that it got this crazy is so reprehensible. It's so shameful, and she just out there trying to fight, trying to win these medals. And here the conversation goes. It's ridiculous. The article says, despite being born female, assigned female at birth, born female, and not identifying as trans or intersex, and on top of that being backed by the International Olympic Committee, who asserted scientifically this is not a man fighting a woman, Khelif faced a torrent of accusations and abuse over her gender. And I'm glad that this article brought up intersex people and trans people, because it's like, okay, yeah, she's not trans, she's not intersex, but the way this controversy exploded, the way that this conversation happened, and how cruel people were to Imane really reflects how people, like, even though she's not trans or intersex, this is how people treat human beings who are trans and intersex, and it's disgusting. and clearly people who are cis, women who are cis, if you don't fit into these neat categories, you don't have the features, you don't have this, even if you have the quote unquote equipment in your pants that these gender essentialists, like I said, require you to have, it's still not enough. And so it's just a window. Like, this whole controversy was a window into all the hatred and all the phobias and all the ignorance and, how certain people are treated in this world. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, we're all human beings. This was disgusting. Like, this was so disgusting, like a witch hunt, disgusting. Most of the attacks came via social media, particularly on Twitter. Of course, if Elon has anything to say about it, he's going. That's why I'm glad they're naming him. That's why I'm glad she's suing him. Okay. So most of the attacks came from Twitter, and the controversy was escalated when high-profile figures stepped into the fray. In one message to her 14.2 million followers, JK Rowling posted a picture from Khelif's fight with Italian boxer Angela Carini, accusing the former of being a man who was enjoying the distress of a woman he's just punched in the head. Elon Musk, meanwhile, shared a post from swimmer Riley Gaines that claimed men don't belong in women's sports. The Twitter owner co-signed the message by writing, "Absolutely." Trump even posted a message with a picture from the fight, accompanied by the message, "I will keep men out of women's sports." And so keep in mind, to me, this is a very cut and dry, like, even if it was like a defamation case in the US, like if it was that, it's very cut and dry for me, because I'm like, she was born female at birth. Like, she was born female at birth. She was approved by the Olympic Committee, International Olympic Committee. So it's just like, we actually have the documents to get you girls together. You know what I mean? It's just cut and dry to me. So I hope she gets one of y'all. So a lawyer said that although the complaint mentions names, what we're asking is that the prosecution investigates not only these people, but whoever it feels necessary. If the case goes to court, they will stand trial. Now, Imane's lawyer also claimed that while the lawsuit was filed in France, it could target personalities overseas, pointing out that the prosecutor's office for combating online hate speech has the possibility to make requests for mutual legal assistance with other countries. He added that there were agreements with the U.S. equivalent of the French Office for Combating Online Hate Speech. Logan Paul was also among those who attacked Khelif on social media, posting on Twitter following her win. He said, "This is the purest form of evil unfolding right before our eyes. A man was allowed to beat up a woman on a global stage, crushing her life's dream while fighting for her deceased father. This delusion must end." This was so funny. I mean, outside of like just calling her a man, like outright just calling her a man, it was so funny that like they were like, "Oh my God, she's crushing Angela's dreams. Oh my God." You came to a boxing match and you got hit, girl. If that's crushing your dreams, you need to go to sleep, count some sheep, and dream of something else, baby. You came to fight, girl. They talk about, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe she got hit. Oh my God." You need to start dreaming of something else if this is crushing it. So I guess people trying to delete tweets and delete what they said, and the lawyers were saying, hey, guess what? That doesn't matter. So Paul later deleted the post and admitted that he might be guilty of spreading misinformation. But for Imane's lawyer, such apologies, including those that Khelif has received personally from prominent figures who tweeted derogatory comments, wouldn't change anything regarding the investigation. The lawsuit is filed and the facts remain. I love that, because it's like so many people were they were foaming at the mouth for the chance to be transphobic. I mean, foaming at the mouth. That they jumped so quick. They didn't want to fact check nothing. They were just like, you know what? I see a person that I want to humiliate. I see a person that I want to degrade and dehumanize. And people just jumped at the chance. And now they deleting tweets. Now you deleting tweets. As for Twitter, Imane's lawyer said the complaint is aimed at the authors of social media posts and not the platforms themselves. It's the responsibility of lawmakers to issue sanctions to platforms, not ours, he said. But he did note that cyber harassment cases were now being taken much more seriously by judicial authorities, and that in some cases there are prison sentences. Now, I highly doubt, because of the way that this world works and, you know, these people are elite and all this, like, I highly doubt that they are going to put anybody in prison for this, but wouldn't it be interesting that transphobia got you in prison? lying on somebody's name like this got you in prison. Y'all was so ready to be transphobic. Now you sitting in the cell. That's wild to me. Khelif's coach, Pedro Diaz, told Variety that the bullying Khelif endured during her run in the Olympics incredibly affected her and everyone around her. He said, "I had never seen anything so disgusting in my life." He said he asked Imane to refrain from looking at social media so she wouldn't lose her focus on winning the gold medal. Clearly it worked because she won gold. He said, "She's so smart and has such an amazing motivation," adding that her gold medal win felt like the most rewarding victory of my career as a coach. And of course it would, especially after her having to endure and focus through all of the ridiculous conversations that were happening about her body, her features, her gender, her sex, like having to remain focused. She still pulled through and became Olympic champion, won gold on y'all. It's just, imagine winning gold and walking straight to the attorney's, to the lawyer's office with your, courtroom bob on. You see what I'm saying? You take the gloves off, put the courtroom bob on, and just go in and say, "Hey, guess what? These girlies, go through these tweets, go through these statements, pick a couple big names, and get this lawsuit sent out." Like, while the Olympic gold medal is dangling from your neck. Like, get into it. Anyway, on that note, thank you so much for watching. I love y'all so much. Make sure you check out my Patreon at patreon.com/AdrianExpression. And make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.
Headlock, got him in a headlock. Music to my ears, I'm about to make your head rock.